some Wavy, and it's definitely going to be some Wavy ride on the show. We're going to have some exciting time after we have that interaction. That simulcasting we're going to have from the studios of Joy 99.7 FM. And Mama V is here. Mama V, how are you?
Well, I'm fine, thank you. The team is actually visiting the Archbishop.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so we're going to come to you from a location outside the studio.
Yeah.
That conversation with the Archbishop Duncan Williams would be on at 7:30 a.m.
Fantastic.
So it's going to be on radio and it's going to be on TV at the same time. Yeah.
I'm supposed to be there. Please get me one of this. I'm
Which one is that?
I'm the ambassador for breast cancer. Yeah.
Okay, well, we didn't quite give it to you because of the colors that you're rocking this morning.
Oh, any color goes.
Yeah.
Once
I'll
it's
take this off and give you.
Oh no, get me one. Not
I will
it
get you one. Yeah, but thank God it's Friday.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And you look exquisite. Yeah. Very good.
And this is the first Friday in the month of October.
But I keep telling you, I tell you and Kojo Yankson that when it's Friday, we shouldn't get excited because Friday means that it's Monday. So we have to psych our minds like that because usually by the time it's Friday evening, it's Saturday, and you get all the hassles. If you have a family, the children, you have friends, a couple of, and it's not easy. Well, I have to say good morning to Benjamin Tuformenu, Kojo Tuformenu. You live in the UK, a very good friend of mine. Good morning to you as well. And thank you for everything. You're a wonderful man, I have to say. Also for Michael Beckley, you're the branch manager for GCB Bank, Krachin Kwanta. Good morning to you as well. And then also for my own, Salifu Combats, the head of pharmacy, Boku Presbyterian Hospital, Boku, and your wife, Flora. Good
Roland,
to you,
the
Flora.
agreement was 1 a.m. show, 1 dedication. It's okay. Let's do the newspapers, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, before the newspapers, though, we've got a very important information to share with you. We've been talking about the Lift to Lead 2019. How do you develop leaders to handle today's changing business environment and position them for tomorrow's uncertainties? By what practical ways can leaders seek out and develop other leaders to succeed them? As a leader, how do you handle challenges and transform them into opportunities to positively impact your organization? These and many more questions, leadership questions, I might say, will be addressed at Live to Lead 2019 by world-class experts and renowned achievers. John C. Maxwell, #1 leadership teacher, coach, and best-selling author. Angela Schwartz, former Senior Vice President of Apple Retail. Marcus Buckingham is global researcher and thought leader. Rahel Hollis, best-selling author. Chris Hogan, international best-selling author and motivational speaker, and Anansa Kwao IV, traditional ruler and media personality and thought leader. Live to Lead is a leader development experience designed to equip you with new perspectives, practical tools, and takeaways that will refine your leadership skills and bring success to your organization or business. So join the VIP Business Networking session just next Thursday, 10th of October at 7 p.m. at the Elisa Hotel. The international simulcast will happen on the 11th of October at the College of Physicians and Surgeons, Rich, at 11 a.m. Ticket VIP 500 Ghana cedis, regular 200 Ghana cedis. Students 100 Ghana cedis. So register now at ctl-africa.com, and for more information call CTL Africa on 055 051 5391 055 051 5391. Make sure this doesn't happen without you, particularly if you're in a leadership position or you aspire to be in a leadership position. All right, let's do the newspapers. I wanted to remove and give it to you as our breast cancer ambassador on the AM show for our conversations on Thursday. So Roland is leading our breast cancer campaign in this month of October here on the AM show. He accepted to do that. So Roland, thank you. Are you okay?
Very.
All right. So let's do the newspapers. I'll do the Daily Graphic, the Ghanaian Observer, the Finder, the Daily Statesman, and the Ghanaian Times. Let's begin with the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page of the graphic: 15 tankers burn in Pom fuel depot fire. Petroleum consumers suspect foul play. Details of that story on page 16. Also, extend retirement age beyond 60. AU Commission Deputy Chair advocates. Boankra Inland Port Project stalls. It's been 18 years, still counting. That's the banner headline. It was expected to be a transformational project for the people of Boankra and the nation. But 18 years after the ceremonial salt cutting, which was done with pomp and ceremony, the Boankra Inland Port has virtually become a mirage as a result of neglect. The few primary structures that were completed on the massive 400 acres earmarked for the project are the Boankra Shippers Center Administration Block, the extension of electricity, water and telephone, and the construction of a temporary access road. So,
you know, I was at this event.
Oh, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was at this event. The president then was John Ejekumpofor, and I was covering that event. At the time, I was at TV3. Yeah. So I know a lot of detail about this project as well, because subsequently we did a number of stories on it. We went to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and because it was supposed to be an inland port. So it's sad that we tend to neglect projects that have great insight each time there's a transition, and we need this. It just beats my mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the center spread of the daily graphics. Support media freedom, independence. NMC entreats presidents. Breast Cancer Awareness Month launched. Work commences on Obechibi-Lamte interchange project. It says the redevelopment of the Obechibi-Lamte circle in Accra into an interchange to ease traffic congestion on the corridor has started. The first phase consists of a two-tier interchange with storm drains and culverts beneath the graphic road. It will also link the Kaneshi Market to the Central Business District of Accra and through a loop to the Kwame Nkrumah interchange area. The second phase involves the widening of the road into a 3-lane dual carriageway with provision for bus rapid transit facilities. We don't have the center spread. Okay, but it's in the center spread. That's the ongoing project, how it looks like. I don't. That's not the road that I use. I don't know how this project is affecting traffic even today, or the movement of vehicles around the area. It'll be good to roll from there one of these days to check out. Let's do the back page of the Daily Graphic. Water facility for James Camp Prison. Government pays for 10 London beaches projects. It's also another story on the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper.
All right, so let's do the Daily Guide. We have the front page. Daily Guide. NDC backs Rawlings over controversial book. Akufo-Addo rescues SHS graduate with scholarship, and that's Abednego Saki. Did very well, and wasn't going to get any means, but the president directed the scholarship secretariat to give him a scholarship. I have to say it was a good thing. Already the president is doing so many things for people of his age because of the free senior high school policy, and this one even just identifying the gentleman and saying, look, give him, and he doesn't have to go through all the protocols to be able to get to have university education, etc. It's one of the best things that could ever happen to him as an individual. And it says he directed the scholarship secretariat to issue a full scholarship to a brilliant senior high school graduate, Abednego, who could not afford university education. And he posted on Facebook on September 28th that he was looking up to the public to support him to go to the university after losing his mother. And he had, he's a native of Subreso at Kwabibrim in the Eastern region. He completed the KD Senior Technical and Senior High School with A's and B2. Okay, A1s and B2, they said. Okay, A1 and B2. Well, that was a good one. That was a good one. Well, we also have NDC exposing sex education saga. Media not under siege, says NMC boss. Okay. On the related issues of sports, it's on the back page of the Daily Guide. It says the normalization committee has rejected Kwesi Appiah's backroom reshuffle. He had wanted to, move away. A number of individuals, including his deputy coaches, etc., wanted to bring his own people. Aubameyang blasts Dortmund CEO, man admits stealing Ozil's watch, and Ali Lenga draw for Euro qualifiers. All would have been normal squad members of the English national team. Now, let's go to the Dispatch newspaper. The Daily Dispatch has on the front page, on comprehensive sexuality education, the CSE, there is ample evidence contradicting your claims. Occupy Ghana to the education minister. Only 50 MPs take part in lawmaking, majority leader. YEA boss admits there is no data on youth unemployment.
You're through?
Yeah, for that one. Let me just do the last one before we get on to the next. The Gold Street business says, City firms up on increased foreign reserves. Final test run on Accra and Sawam rail line suspended. And UAE records $106 million exports to Ghana in 2018. DCCI predict good prospects in the future. Has a picture, an inserted picture of Omar Abdulaziz Khan, Director International Offices, Dubai Chamber of Commerce. Okay, all right. And then we have the new publisher says, CSE Bruhaha, no gays here. Occupy Ghana. The Ghana Pentecostal Council also warning government. And Mesgo customers, they are pushing for a meeting to discuss the new payment plan, and fire destroys 15 gas tankers at Bong. And we also have the Independence Care hits as a 1C MPP has dismissed Baumia Boy causes traffic. I'm told that when he rode into the constituency, Manaf was his name. Cause an injunction to that. Okay, Mama, you ready?
Yes, let's do the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Front page of the Times, fire gut 12 tankers, offices at Pony Tema. Let's be bold. And on this story, there are some details to be shared. It's also in the Daily Graphic newspaper. They suspect that somebody might have deliberately caused the fire. Also on the front page of the Times, let's be bold in prosecuting corrupt public officials according to the NCCE. 5 nabbed for possessing 113 parcels of suspected weed. At the GJA 70th anniversary lecture, media attacks reprehensible, abominable, according to the NMC chair. Center spread of the paper, if we can. Okay, here we go with what's in the center spread coming up. Details of the front page headlines. So let's do the back page. Chiefs cry over deplorable roads in Volta region. Volta Regional Minister rallies support for successful National Farmers Day, December 6th. So the back page, stories from the Volta region, if you like. Let's do the Finder. Front page of the Finder, $10 billion annual boost for economy from integrated aluminium industry. This is attributed to the Chief of Staff, Mrs. Frema Kusiosei Opari. Allegations against Afanyo marking false, malicious, attributed to the Ghana Water Company Limited. We know that he's chair of the board. 1.2 million students to benefit from free senior high school this year. Also, NIA begins registration in Northeast and Savannah regions. Let's continue with the Daily Statesman newspaper, front page of the Statesman. The politics of sloganeering holds no answers. 1,000 women get loans through Masloch. Ghost of Sada haunts Mahama. Northern Development Authority exposes rotting $9.5 million deal is the banner headline in the paper today. The Ghanaian Observer, the last newspaper for me. Media is not under siege. NMC boss. Sounds familiar. You did the story, or it was the same headline? Yes. Okay, so that's
it's also on the Ghanaian Publisher.
So it's not the Observer you did.
No, it's not the Observer.
Okay, so let's do the Observer. Headline is very familiar because it's in another newspaper. But Chief of Staff assures critics over mining in bauxite reserves. Minister fights cybercrime. Free SHS best for Ghana's developments. According to the Boankra chief, as reported in the paper, Ghana Water Company debunks claims against board chair. That's it for the Observer. Roland will do the last papers.
Okay, so I have the Ghanaian Publisher says Akufo-Addo eulogizes Professor Sai was buried yesterday. I had the funeral ceremony yesterday. Construct toilet or face prosecution. Minister charges landlords. Media not under siege. NMC, Occupy Ghana charges government to clarify position on the comprehensive sexuality education policy. Is it a policy? Curriculum or not? And then we have the Catholic Standard. We haven't reviewed the Catholic Standard before. It's right here in the studio, so let's bring to you what the front page looks like. We outrightly reject sexuality education, Catholic bishops. And we know that this one is also on the back of the Ghana Pentecostal Council, saying that they want their faith-based schools returned to them. And he says, if you want to take care of the hardware, we want to take care of the software. Make welfare of catechists priority and commitment to fighting climate change still weak, attributed to the Pope. The Pope of the Catholic Church. Mama V.
You're through?
I have the last one. Can I do it?
Oh, yeah, please do.
Okay, so I have the Weekend Today newspaper. It says, Amidu casts doubt on AG's competence as Attorney General's competence. And then it says, Central Tong MPP parliamentary race. Businessman floors DCE. And it's in the person of Raymond Koku Abledu Amenu, who is a businessman. Economist petitions president, the economic management team, over ongoing financial sector reforms. Quite interested there. Okay. Mama V, I'm done.
All right. So before we do myjoyonline.com, when myjoyonline.com is ready for us to review, we'll bring it to you. But in the meantime, this story about fire gutting some tankers at Thong. You have some information you wanted to share, but there's an aspect where the petroleum consumers suspecting foul play in this. This angle is in the Daily Graphic newspaper. The incident had elicited a damning reaction from the CPC, which said it believed the fire had erupted as a result of some illegal fuel boxing or adulteration activities within the said yard. Intelligence sources indicates the blast had been occasioned by some illegal activities resulting from the boxing of some premixed fuel with PMS and AGO or AGO using manual pumps in the process. A statement signed by the Executive Secretary of the Chamber, Mr. Duncan Amwa, said, while this unfortunate practice of mixing or adulteration of fuel is heavily frowned upon and sanctions should be strict and severe, recent developments suggest very little has been achieved in that regard. According to the CPC, last Wednesday's fire further exposed the profound nature of the adulteration of petroleum products, a development that continue to be a major headache for the authorities. Well, so this fire actually started, and this account is from the Deputy Tema Regional Fire Commander Divisional Officer 1, Mr. Timothy Afum. He said the office received a call about the outbreak of the fire about 7:30 p.m. Last Wednesday. On arrival, they realized that it was they couldn't contain it by themselves, so they had to call for backup. Now check this out. They were able to put this out at 2 a.m., but that's not all. After that, they left and they said there was, the fire started again. So reignited again somehow. So they had to return and try to put it off. They completely were able to extinguish it at about 7 a.m., But this issue of them getting to the place and realizing that what they are seeing is too much for them to contain and calling for reinforcement. That's something, I don't know, how can we work on that thing?
I don't know, it's just about the turnaround time and the response time for some of these services. And because they are of emergency nature, then we have to make sure that we prioritize them in the scheme of things. It looks like in our part of the world, that's not what we do. And in relation to even a sector like the petrochemical sector, that's where we needed even to have the most optimum of safety precautions by way of the supervision and the maintenance means. Look, I side with Duncan Amwa on many of these related issues. I'm very familiar with that enclave and some of the
illegal activities that people. Yeah, but
it's just a big form of billy.
Okay, but how have we prevented that? I mean, we know that this is going on, but we waited for it to get to this point.
You remember Senor Hesi, just within the week, said that we've had filtration of the industry and a loss of over 1 billion, even though the MPA this year or last year was able to do better, saving the country that same amount. It also means that there are players within the industry who benefit from this.
Let's do myjoyonline.com before we link up with Benedict with sports. Here we go. 2 robberies claim 1 life at Kase. Also on our page, NPP man denied access to a Akufo-Addo forum in US, resigns from party. Yeah. Well, this is one of the social media trending issues, if you like, with the resignation letter out as well.
Yes,
is he the same person we saw who was really angry, who was that same person?
Yes.
Okay, in that video.
And I have a mate who said he went to KNUST with him, so he's doing his, he says pursuing his doctorate currently.
Okay. 1.2 million students to benefit from free SHS this year. Woyosi reveals the number of bottles of alcohol he takes in a day. Oh my God. I haven't read the story, but I feel like this will be a shocker. Like how many? iPhone user sues Apple for turning him gay. A Russian iPhone user recently filed a $1 million ruble lawsuit against Apple, accusing the American corporation of indirectly turning him gay. EC opens nominations for district assembly elections on October 7. NMC urges government to affirm its unalloyed support for media freedom. 6 arrested in Uganda for wearing red berets. 6 people have been arrested in Uganda after they were banned earlier this week.
Quite intriguing. Bobby Wine.
So you can go to myjoyonline.com. We've got many stories there. NPP man denied access to. Okay, so the same story is one of our headlines on the page. myjoyonline.com. You can check it out. Okay, so this will be it really for the review. Time for us now to cross over to Benedict Owusu-Dankwa.
Benedict.
Yes.
With Friday morning sports.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Yeah. It's still the athletics championships, right?
Yes, and Team Ghana is participating today. That's the IAAF in the relay. Both the men and female, the male and female team are participating in tonight's event. So,
okay.
We also have UEFA Europa League highlight, Manchester United.
Oh, Charlie.
But Arsenal won at home. And then we'll do some small matter here.
Yeah,
Black
I was
Queens
thinking,
are playing.
the GFA presidency, I see that there are a lot of people launching their manifestos. Where are we in the process?
We are still on it. We are waiting for the vetting committee to come out to the qualified candidates. So they continue to do whatever they will do in terms of the campaign. But there's also one thing happening here this afternoon. That's at the Accra Stadium. The Black Queens are in action. They play their counterparts from Kenya in the 3rd round qualifier for the Olympic Games. So all this and more plus other stories to come. So stay tuned. We are back after this break.